What's up, guys? It's your boy GP. You might wonder why I have sunglasses on right now. It's because my future is so bright that I need shades. I am so early that it hurts. The Alpha is with me. And if you are watching DeOrganized Nightly right now, we are going to bring it to you live and hot off the press. I am with DeOrganized Media. You can catch DeOrganized, the Let's Go morning show at 8:30 a.m. ET, Monday through Friday, along with the DeOrganized Nightly segment at 7 p.m. ET, Monday through Friday. Yeah, we got some base legends in the house that are building on Bitcoin via stacks. Got some cool news. There's an abundance of good news, bullish news, very, very nice news, going on in our ecosystem and in the broader crypto space. So let's get straight into it. I hope that you're having a very high frequency week. It is hump day, so we are getting over the hump together. Yeah, I hope your frequency's high, man. Mine is. So let me bring up my bookmarks here for a second. Do this right here. Let's see. Oh, that's not my bookmarks. What is that? Okay, here we go. Boom. Degen activities activated. Let's go. If my bookmarks would book. Okay, there we go. Okay, now let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. Let me come back over here, make sure I'm the small one and the news is okay. Cool, good stuff. We're in good shape. So from Alex Miller, CEO of Hero Systems, you can follow him at Alex L Miller. Just posted my proposed draft update of SIP 31. Overview of it. Let me take these glasses off. Overview of it is on the thread in the forum, and there's a link there to the Google Doc where you can view the whole thing and add comments and suggestions. Very, very based. I love this. I will go ahead and share and like this. Let me type a little "let's go" in here too for Alex. So let's do a "let's go" and maybe a "pump it up" meme. Does it deserve a "pump it up" meme? Let's go. Pump it. There we go. Pump it up meme inbound. Okay, here we go. Boom. This guy. Oh, there goes GP messing stuff up again, shutting parties down, etc. I don't know what just happened there. Let me pull my bookmarks back up. They just rugged me out of my bookmarks. Did you see that? Not my ads. Jesus. Give me a break. Okay, there we go. Maybe he doesn't get a pump it up meme. If it's there, then let's see. Yeah, it is still there. So let's go ahead and send this to Alex. There we go, Alex. That's for you for getting that newly drafted SIP 31 done. Let's go, Alex. Coming from Lord Rosar, you can follow him at Lord Rosar. Okay, I'm cooking up something quick that will be funny. I want to see it. We actually have Rosar in the back room right now, waiting to come on and maybe potentially show us something funny. This dude can cook in multiple ways, more ways than one. From DeFi Llama, and you can follow him at DeFi Llama, now tracking Granite BTC on Stacks. Granite is a Bitcoin-backed lending protocol on the Stacks blockchain. Users can borrow stablecoins using SBTC as collateral with no rehypothecation risk. Liquidity providers earn yield by supplying stablecoins to the lending pool. Very based. I love it. Look at that right there. Coming out of the Leather camp, and you can follow them at Leather BTC. I am an official ambassador for Leather. Cross-chain swaps are now available on the Polaris app. Trade all tokens across all chains with Polaris's new Leather integration available now. Let's check this out. So from Polaris, explore Polaris, a token protocol with Leather BTC, an open source self-custodial wallet for earning yield with Bitcoin, STX, SBTC, and more. Trade all tokens across all chains with your Leather wallet by your side. Very, very cool. And you can go to polaris.app. I love this integration. I'm going to have to go check that out soon and maybe take a look at what type of tokens I can trade with my leather wallet now. Very based. Xverse also had a cool announcement today. You can follow them at Xverse app. Xverse Mobile V1.48 just dropped, and it's a big one. BTC to STX cross-chain swaps in app. Check collectible values, learn more. And there's a whole thread of stuff there. Just maybe wanted to cover that they dropped a new V1.48. And they have BTC to STX swaps within their app. So very cool. This one is for all the Stacks builders. If you did not know, Rosar is putting together a list of all Stacks builders, what they're building, their handles, etc. So go to this Medium article, read about what his plan is, and find his Google Doc and get involved. Get your name on his list. Rosar is a based individual trying to help builders within this ecosystem. So help him help you by getting your name on his list. Very cool. And again, from Lord Rosar himself, hey Welsh gang, let's get the win for the Corgi coin this week on Meme Roulette. And if you did not know, you need to be checking out Meme Roulette. This thing is fun. Maybe we just do a little demo later about how Meme Roulette works. It's up to Rosar. We'll let him decide. But yeah, moving on. Wait a minute. Hold on. I had something from Stacking Down in here too. Okay, yeah, I just added a few more things. Okay, in between our news, we have Decrypt JP Morgan to allow BlackRock Bitcoin ETF shares as loan collateral per Bloomberg. Very, very based. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about collateralizing ETF shares in our talk tonight. From Bitcoin News, MoonPay secures New York Bit license, allowing the company to serve customers directly in all 50 states, further expanding MoonPay's crypto payment solutions nationwide. I use MoonPay as an on-ramp. I've used it a couple times as an on-ramp, and it's flawless. A little expensive, but hey, it's not too bad. And I love to see that they are now integrated and got their Bit license, so they can now serve all 50 states in the U.S. Very based. And from Alex Miller himself, I think this is an older one before he posted, but I should have my proposed update for SIP 31 posted tonight, which we just discovered that it's now posted, so maybe we'll go look at that. From the BitFlow camp, huge thanks to everyone who joined us at Bitcoin Beach. Unforgettable vibes, fresh connections, and sun-soaked memories, all made possible by you. If you were there, drop your best pics and moments below. Let's relive them together. And our beloved Peace Love Music actually, let's see here if I can find his post. There we go. We got a video here. Let's check this out. Man, this cameraman's good. Look at this. This was the calm before the storm. Look at that. Turns into a different party at night. Very, very cool. Now, those guys know how to put on a party. I'm telling you, big shout out to Bitflow, Liquidium, and Trio for putting that party together. It was a very, very good time out at Bitcoin Vegas. Very, very based. From the Bitflow team, speaking of Bitflow, and you can follow them at Bitflow_finance, buy dog in 10 seconds. Here, I don't know why this is getting stuck. Okay, go away. Okay. Buy dog in 10 seconds. Head to Bitflow, pick your amount, click swap, done. No bundles, no waiting, just the best rate instantly. Very based. I love that they have incorporated several different runes tokens into their DEX aggregator. So very, very cool stuff. Coming from the Hermetica camp, and you can follow them at Hermetica Phi. Legacy stables are nice to have, but they are not built for Bitcoin. Watch our founder, Jacob BTC, explain why real BTC Phi needs more than a wrapped fiat. And definitely give Jacob a follow at Jacob_BTC. Doing this thing again where he gets stuck. Let me just
system. We have to get away from. We can't, or let's say like this: we can't build that system with one of the foundational assets being a fiat asset. Like
okay, here.
Stable financial. In our view, the stablecoins that exist, USDT and Tether, they're great. I actually just sent a USDT transaction 5 seconds ago before I got onto the podcast. I use them every day. But in the long term, if we are to build a decentralized financial system that is not part of the fiat system, we have to get away from. We can't, or let's say like this: we can't build that system with one of the foundational assets being a fiat asset. And we need to create stablecoins that are outside of that and are independent. That's what led us to ideate and then build USDH, which is a stablecoin that is pegged to the dollar, but doesn't touch the fiat system, right? So we're a dollar asset that you can use in Bitcoin DeFi, but we don't interact with any banks and we don't hold any fiat, and so are completely independent from that system.
Very based from a very based founder. Love Jacob. Got to meet him in Vegas. Very, very cool. Coming out of the Zest Protocol camp, you can follow them at Zest Protocol. We had another based Zest Town Hall. That takes place on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. ET. So definitely tune in to hear from ecosystem legends, to get the latest updates of what's going on in our ecosystem. The Zest Town Hall is where we get it done. And on Wednesdays, we also have our weekly screen share within the Zest Discord. This week, we kind of broke down the sentiment in the Stacks forum surrounding SIP31. Went through and read through all of people's takes. And, if you want us to kind of dissect your take, go to the Stacks forum, make your voice heard. This is a pivotal moment for Stacks. You can take part in the future of Stacks right now. Go to the forum and make your voice heard. Seriously, guys, do not sleep on this opportunity. Again, from the Zest Protocol camp, SBTC supply on Zest keeps growing week by week. Another 5B SBTC deposited, bringing the total to 547, earning 4.09% APY. With more deposit caps expected, the new milestone is 1,000 SBTC. So I feel like they will hit this and knock this goal out of the park. I am the Zest CM as well as the Stacking DAO CM. So go get into the Discord, get active. Let's find ways to incentivize and work together to grow. Yes, SBTC growing on Zest. Very, very cool. Coming from the Stacking DAO camp, and you can follow them at Stacking DAO, over 20 million STX stacked with STSTX BTC in under 6 months. More and more Stacks users are choosing STSTX BTC liquid stacking to earn SBTC rewards and put both assets to work in DeFi. One of the major changes that happened with STSTX BTC is that it moved from cyclic rewards to daily rewards paid out in SBTC. Who doesn't love earning BTC directly to their wallet? On a daily basis, right? You're able to go to the site and claim your rewards daily now. So very, very based, very flexible for any DeFi routes. So just use Stacking DAO. Simple as that. Getting into the main news from Cointelegraph, latest. The M2 money supply is in the US has reached an all-time high of 21.86 trillion. A new all-time high again with M2 money supply. People are starting to realize that they are just going to have to print, and this shows you right here. This is the money supply. People are looking for a store of value, and the hardest asset in existence is Bitcoin. And Stacks makes it programmable. So come put your Bitcoin to work, earn some more Bitcoin within the Stacks ecosystem. People are starting to wake up and realize how based Stacks really is. Moving on, latest Michael Saylor's strategy has started selling orange Bitcoin ties for $80 in its online store. Do you think he's going to use that money to buy more BTC? Of course he is, dude. The dude is a base Chad and apes Bitcoin every week for strategy. So I would not put it past him that he is selling these ties, which he likely has a huge markup on, and taking the profit and put it into BTC. But if you want a cool tie, this is a cool BTC tie. I can't lie, it is pretty fly. Yeah. So moving on, over 340,000 ETH, nearly worth nearly 900 million, are now queued for Ethereum staking, the largest level in over a year amid rising demand post SEC guidance. And earlier this week or late last week, they announced that they will be proof of stake are not deemed securities. So this is what they're talking about with post SEC guidance. Some regulatory clarity. Proof of stake is not securities. Very cool. Just in, Trump calls for scrapping the U.S. debt limit entirely, warning it poses a threat of economic catastrophe. We can read a little bit into what he said a little later. New K-Wave Media has secured up to 500 million to adopt Bitcoin as a core treasury asset, aiming to become the meta planet of Korea. Very based, like I've said several different times, that from media platforms to scientific groups. Hey, baby, come here. What's up, bud? How's your day been?
Good.
Good. Give me that. I'm doing my podcast. Stop attacking the boy. Leave him alone. Bruce is attacking you. He loves you. Thanks for coming to say hi. Oh, I love those moments. My nephew is my guy, man. That's my best friend, and man, he warms my heart. Getting straight back into it, I said that more and more people are starting to hodl Bitcoin. K-Wave Media now securing 500 million to adopt Bitcoin. We've got scientific groups, universities, nation states, you name it. They're learning how to. What's up?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Thanks, sis. I love you. Sis wanted to come say what's up and say what's up as well. So, family, gotta love it. Yeah, everybody's hodling Bitcoin and adopting Bitcoin. That's the bottom line. Front run all of these people that have big capital. Get you some Bitcoin, hodl on, stay strong. Don't let the market shake you out. This is who you're selling your Bitcoin to. So don't allow it to happen. Just hold, hodl. Moving on, bullish. Spot Bitcoin ETFs saw a renewed inflow of 378 million yesterday. So more people buying into ETFs. Miners are adapting by relocating to areas with stable, low-cost energy and adopting alternatives like hydro, wind, and flared gas. In places like Iran and Oman, mining 1 BTC can cost under 15K compared to 40 to 50K in the US. That's a good conversation to have. We don't want our miners just fleeing to go find cheaper energy. So maybe this will spark some innovation as far as like energy and how to mine within the US, and who knows what comes from it, because we do not want crypto companies to start fleeing the US to other more crypto friendly areas. We need that genius bill passed yesterday. There's been speculation that the Genius Bill the second time around may be passed this week, and I really hope so, because other countries are going to start passing us up, and then I've already started passing us up as far as regulation goes. Just in, JP Morgan plans to offer clients finance backed by crypto ETFs. So I don't know if that means just the BlackRock ETF or if it's the broader ETF ecosystem that they're planning on allowing, financing against positions. But very cool. I love that. That's big news. Bybit unveils major security overhaul after a 1.4 billion February hack. Including 15 new measures, 9 audits, and cold wallet upgrades aimed to prevent future breaches. This was a social engineering attack. Hackers were able to socially engineer some of the signers for the Bybit cold storage wallet, and that's what resulted from it. $1.4 billion dollars taken away. Just in, James Wynn just got liquidated for 240 BTC, totaling 25.16 million after partially closing to lower his risk. He still holds 770 BTC, which totals to about 80.5 million at today's market price, with a liquidation price of 104K. This guy is longing tops and like really degenning. He made a lot of money being an early buyer for Pepe coin on ETH. So I feel like this guy is a real deal degen. I don't know if he is like hedging on the other side of the trade or what's going on, or if he's being paid to open these positions. But I just don't know why he's talking about his liquidation prices and being so transparent. Like I don't get it, right? If I was a big whale and I was trying to, open up a long position, I would not broadcast my long position liquidation price to the world. So I don't know. Something seems a little off about it to me, but hey, who knows? It's all speculative. Update: Ethereum is up 46% in 30 days, with ETH BTC rising 30%. Analysts say ETF demand and strong structure could fuel a breakout. Often in other cycles, ETH was the front runner of everything going on, and I just realized that we are like almost all the way into the segment. So let me bring the guys on. Let me see if there's anything else that I don't want to miss. Corporate treasuries now hold over 3% of all Bitcoin, with 60 plus firms doubling their BTC in 2 months. And that Vitalik Buterin just moved 693.91 ETH worth 1.83 million and 340K USDC to Railgun project. And I don't know about Railgun, but yeah, there you go. And then Pakistani's digital assets manager Bilal bin Saqib met with Bo Hines to explore crypto collaboration. And then this is another one right here. Amazon announces 10 billion US investment to advance AI innovation. I feel like AI is going to play a big role with how we interact on chain. I feel like things are going to change in a major way. I am officially an SAI ambassador, and I really like what the Satoshi AI camp is doing. They are building a terminal that will allow you to find the best strategies within the ecosystem, and I suspect some other stuff too on the way. So definitely check out SAI. Very base team builders. But without further ado, I want to bring on our legends that we have in the chat. We've got the legend of all Stacks legends, Jackman Switch, in the house. We've got Lord Rosar, and we also have.
Just in time.
Oh, you did it, bro. You did it. It's loud as fuck, but you did it. What's up, bro?
I gotta adjust the mic.
Desk. Were you diving to your desk just now?
Well, my girlfriend goes to work at like 7 sometimes, so I'm often walking her out the door.
I got you.
You bring me on stage. That's why I'm missing sometimes.
No worries, man. You handle the biz. I think that we're in the right predicament right now to really have some really explosive growth within the Stacks ecosystem, including all of the news that's going on nowadays. With the Genius Bill, there's just a lot of news to dissect right now. And then with this endowment plan, of course, bigger and bigger entities are going to try to secure, a piece of that pie, right? So you're going to start seeing bigger and bigger accounts start to talk about Stacks, and starting to adopt Stacks. So how are we feeling right now, guys, regarding this SIP? I know that we've been discussing this SIP all week long.
Speaking of which,
yes, what's up?
I had a funny idea about this.
Cool.
And I just whipped up like a little prototype dashboard sort of thing just to visualize the idea.
Yeah,
But
dude.
I was thinking, okay, theoretically, I don't know if this has probably been talked about already in some extent or another, but maybe just not presented in this way. Is what if this whole funding situation, we still have a community board, there's still, humans involved. But as much as possible, it becomes like gamified. Like the foundation community decides on these like metrics, like we want more SBTC on chain, obviously we want more active users, we want unique users, we want more developers, come up with this sort of criteria of areas we want to grow. And then it just becomes like a game of like you can refer people, and then like those wallets get tracked, and then like the teams that bring in the most funds, or they bring in the most developers, they bring in the most value one way or another, as defined by this like KPI dashboard, would basically get like more points or something, and that translates into like more funding. So it basically becomes a big competition of who can grow the chain the most.
That's it. Gamification of how the endowment funds will be spent.
Yeah.
That's
And so like we still need a board, we still need humans, because obviously some people are going to try and like use wash numbers and like make fake people and all that shit. So we'd still need like people to monitor this and make sure it's fair. And also as times change, we'd be like, well, we don't need more devs, like we have so many extra devs now, we need more like TVL or something, or we need more SBTC or what have you. The community, the governance board that's like elected to do this, all the same stuff we've already been talking about, they would be the people that like decide, okay, like do we change like, okay, we're going to give more points to SBTC TVL now or something, or less points to that because we already have so many. So we'd still basically doing the same thing, but I just think it would be really cool if there was like a clear, transparent way where every project is on the same footing. You can all like, everyone can like submit referrals to new users and then like, basically it's just like a game. The rules are the same for everyone. And you just compete, it's just like free competition to like fight for the grant money. And like the best ideas will just,
It's
kind
fucking
of rise
cool.
to the top. I think it's a cool idea. I think it's
It
Sounds like the referral system and the sponsor system of BoostX could be leveraged to track a lot of that data.
Yeah.
Like people are using it. If people are promoting their projects on X, and then people are boosting those tweets about those projects, then that could signal to help support the projects from the endowment.
What's your take, Jack?
Do a little screen.
You gotta
share
crawl
here.
before you walk. Let's get it done first, and then figure it out from there. I think that's a cool idea in a lot of ways. My first thought would be, aside from what Rosar addressed, where you would have to have safeguards to keep people from gaming the system. The other part would be to make sure that people who are new to the ecosystem and want to participate aren't like just nerfed from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? Like, but there's a cool genesis of an idea there, as there usually is with Rosar stuff.
There's something there. Like, it's obviously like gonna require a lot more thought, but
maybe a system where like once they establish their reputation and try to
I agree. Like
like they have a points booster or of some sort to get them on the same playing field, you know, because like people like you and Crypto Dude are going to be on a higher plane because you've been building here for a while. You're already known within the ecosystem, and if this attracts new builders, which it will, maybe something to like some sort of system that can bootstrap their reputation through like vouchers, or like maybe it's like they do a certain amount of boost or like skin in the game. I don't know exactly what it looks like, but some type of mechanism that puts them on the same footing as you guys, right?
And
There's
then
direct.
conversely,
You can signal that your direct support by boosting something, and you can signal kind of your passive support if you once the boosts have the sponsor system in there, because those will be like based out of the service fee of Boost X, right? And so, you know, there's kind of two ways to signal support there within one action, and then also, you know, referrals could be leveraged as well for projects. You know, for example, let's say there's a new project, some group of, you know, say we were all kickstarting some new idea or whatever, we could actually have a you know, in a Signa vault spun up, have a specific name put in that vault, then we all reference that vault. All reference that name that's in that vault as a referral code when trying to onboard users, and then those users help fund, you know, because they'll set the referral code, they'll help basically micro fund that project over time. The more users that are recruited under that referral code, the more use those users do, the more micro funding that project basically gets.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, like
another
at its core, this is just like like KPI tracking, like progress tracking, you know? And like this has always been true in software engineering, but it's really true anywhere, like anywhere in business. It's like what you can measure, you can make progress on, you know?
right.
And unless you're measuring something, you're not like, you know, that's like
measure,
step
you're
one.
able to measure how many people.
And this could, you know, like even years from now, like say the funding's done or whatever, this would still be a useful thing to have, to just measure the growth of the chain in general and test new initiatives, campaigns against to like, you know, just make you more efficient as an ecosystem. Like you can measure like the impact of everything you do, you know. And I don't think we have anything. I mean, they may have some internal tools which would be great to leverage and use in this, but yeah, I mean, I think this fits in nicely with everything we talked about, because it's really all it is just measuring impact, and everything we've already discussed about like who's on the board, how does the governance work. That's kind of different, and I think like they both need to be going on. You know what I mean? Because like worst case scenario is like the people who make the rules of these KPIs is, you know, they're just totally, you know, let's just say it's like all they care about is SBTC, TVL, and then like teams like, you know, Zest, Stacking DAO, you know, these, you know, the ones that are just historically like get lots of SBTC, like they would kind of get an over disproportionate amount of the funding. But we would want to, you know, we want to have representation of like NFTs, like NFT volume, like, or, you know, maybe like music is important, like in the future or something. So I think this is very compatible with everything we've talked about. It just feels like it would be like a fair way, because yeah, it'd be great if they just gave the funding to the existing teams and indie devs that are like talking about it now, but like it should be fair to new teams that haven't even come here yet, you know, because there's projects building right now. Like I was just talking to Trio, they're evaluating infrastructure to build their stuff on, and they're between like ICP, tech, like same stuff that, you know, Odin Fund's using, but I think they may be considering pivoting to Stacks and using like something like Blaze or something they build themselves, which is like a Blaze variation to do what they're trying to do. And if there is, you know, a very clear roadmap of how they can get funding to do that, that may be enough for them to pivot and just build on Stacks. And I think that would be true for a lot of teams if there was a clear like a clear pathway to get funding by choosing Stacks over something else.
See, that's going to be something we see for sure. And I agree, like KPIs are important, and I'm sure like a lot of your big protocols already have that in place, you know, especially ones that have already received investment from VCs or what have you. But I think that it'd be awesome if Trio came here. Like that would be great. It would be poetic, because Trio comes from Rough right? Like he came from Ethereum to Stacks, and was right there day one, starting with the with ordinals, making ordinals more usable for everybody, and to bring that back would just be epic. And I think that's a strong case to be made. Look at how much liquidity the dog token has on FTX right now, and like how few people really understand that you can already bridge runes to Stacks and unlock all of these DeFi capabilities through the Pontus bridge and right there on Bitflow and on Alex and their bridge. That'd be pretty badass.
Yeah, and I think this would be. I think there's a lot of content creators who aren't like devs per se, but if they just had some sort of simple like referral system where they could just like distribute like codes that people used, and then like there's some sort of like mapping of which wallet they have, and then just some way for them to measure their impact. I think we could draw in a lot of content creators to start directing people towards Stacks. So there was some sort of it doesn't even have to be a lot, but just some sort of revenue stream they can get from it. I think that would be huge.
Yeah, and you've seen a big influx of content creators in the recent months. It's been really cool to see, but that's always such a tough road to hoe in the first place. Anything that helps that system out helps people out who are making content. It's a massive win, and it's you actually if you have something in place that people know about. Well, just look at Kaito and Wallchain and all these different protocols that are operating right now on InfoFi. Like, people are drawn to that for a reason. If you had that here, it would be another draw, 100%.
Yeah, it's almost like that. Those are some of the killer apps themselves, like the friend tech sort of things, where it's just like, just referrals gamified, basically.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the protocols here really start getting into referral affiliate systems.
Oh, we're doing that on BoostX very soon.
Yeah,
10% of the service fee is going to be carved out to the referral, and those are going to be based on BNS names, and so they'll be portable. So you'll be able to go out and recruit a bunch of users, and then take your referral name and flip it on a market and justify your price based on the yield or the passive income that's coming off of it, so to speak.
Like, just strictly speaking, like if the Stacks Foundation or like Hero or something just provided like referral as a service for all teams, like that would make a huge impact. Like, they just generate codes for you to use and distribute to your users, and then your project just gets like funding based on using that. Like, I think that would make a huge impact, because then you could just direct a portion of that back to users, and then it's like win-win for everybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of flywheels. There's a lot of flywheels to unlock, and that's why this SIP's so important. I'm very happy to see how it's going right now. I think a lot of people get it, and a lot of some people are just like, whoa, they're nervous. But when you just cut right down to brass tacks, you can only look at this one of two ways. Failure is always an option. So why not do everything possible to just not fail? And this is like really where it comes down for me, is like, we already know we need to be competitive on marketing. We already know we need to get competitive on making Stacks more accessible to everybody. And this allows that. So let's just do it.
Yeah, so I've pulled up the latest draft of this SIF. It's going to take a lot to dissect it. Of course, you're going to have to go through and read, but it's got some key takeaways. Let's see. I'll read a couple of these right quick. Here, let me read this introduction. From Alex Miller, as promised, below is my proposal for the revision of SIP 31. This draft was made based on the conversations with the community for the last week, from the last week, and written in conjunction with Code 1.0 and Cubism. A huge thank you to everyone who participated in these conversations here and in the spaces and elsewhere. Over the last week, this update would not have been possible without the deep and thoughtful engagements we had, and is exactly what we hoped for this process to produce. The full draft is available in this Google Doc that we may just pull up in a minute. Please make that the primary place for comments. Please make that the primary place for comments on the draft to make collaborating easier as moving forward. Additionally, I've spoken with the foundation team who have said that they will propose a process and next steps for choosing appointments committee members by the end of the week. So keep an eye out for that. The rest of this post contains a summary of the major changes and thinking behind them. So number one is clarified the intent of the SIP as benefiting all builders, adding a community grants program, adding a section on burning tokens if the endowment grows successfully or sufficiently, added a potential risk section, added more detail around reporting expectations from the endowment, clarified limitations on the endowment. So it gets into other areas here. So clarified the intent of the SIP as benefiting all builders, added a community grants program, added a section on burning tokens here. So it's got all of the main things that he stated there. Did we want to break down some of these
I would like
areas?
to start with number 6.
Number 6, clarified limitations on endowment. So going to number 6, clarified limitations on the endowment. The SIP already contained a restriction on the endowment not voting with its tokens on SIPs, but I increased the clarity in order to ensure it remains neutral and to remove any potential effect it would have on the governance process. Thank you again to anyone who has made this possible, and I look forward to discussing your thoughts on this. What do we think about that? So,
Well, it's good they're trying to avoid taking the tokens and using it for fucking whale weight, basically. So that's
Yeah.
good. But
no swinging of votes.
it still seems like there needs to be more clarification and definitions defined on the limitations on the endowment, because that seems still pretty, top level, so to speak. Not very much detail. Like, what about the I mean, obviously they've kind of provided the token emissions details, but it really seems like there should be clauses or some sort of, what if they fucking break some terms or something like that? Something that indicates that what they're bound to.
Right.
And
No,
limit,
I think a big part of that, of what gets missed in discussion, is the actual community oversight, right? So here's the deal. Like, if you look at how the community perception on Stacks has been shaped and changed basically since around the beginning of the year, and we get to the SIP now and the discussion around it. If you guys haven't noticed, that you have a voice, and your voice is important. And when you bring in things like oversight, not only will you have community oversight, as a part of managing that endowment, but you also still have everyone in this ecosystem now has a person or people that they can go to and be like, hey, what's up with this? Like, this is bullshit, or this is not bullshit, or we love it, or we don't. And you have like this direct line to like be able to address things officially and expediently. So I think that that's why, like, when the SIP was first proposed and I was reading it, I was like, okay, I get it, but I'm kind of like a big picture thinker. I don't get too caught up in the minutia of the details. I'm like, okay, this is what they're saying, this is what we want to do, this is probably what it's going to look like. And so the additional clarity, helps out for sure. But I think that right now, I like the direction we're going in, and I definitely like the idea that you cannot use the endowment to like, just throw weight around, so to speak, right? Because you have all, you've got these tokens and you've got this additional vote power on SIPs. But I think that the takeaway here is the community matters. The community's voice matters. It's extremely important, and everyone here should be emboldened and heartened by that. Because it really. I mean, if we had this kind of, back and forth and feedback with our elected representatives in this country, I would do cartwheels, right? Like that's so far so good. I'm excited.
Yeah, I feel like having a marketing budget as well is going to kind of it's really gonna put some rocket fuel on how we distribute the information. I think that having bigger accounts, like getting involved and talking about what's going on in stacks. Oh, go ahead, Crypto Dude.
They have the breakdown kind of by percent, right? And there's going to be context to each one of those categories, right? And so I think there needs to probably be context in terms of limitations or constraints. You know how they just had that right there, and kind of the limitations of the endowment. It probably needs to have constraints or details provided about each one of those categories, because favoritism is something that needs to be addressed and made sure that that's not something that, because I don't want people in the endowment being like, oh, this company that I got a big fat bag in over here, this is the one I want to see would get a big fat bag. That's not cool type of behavior. We want to make sure it's fair and equal opportunity for people to have access to based on the actual merit of their work and the value proposition that they're bringing to the table, not just because they're able to rub the right shoulders. So
yeah, no nepotism.
Yeah.
No nepotism. Simple.
Yeah,
everybody has a fair shot. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like the idea of just being more clear about that, because people that I know, I have other people that are holders and stacks, and they're immediately like, oh, they're raising the red flag to me, like, this isn't just going to be a bunch of guys siphoning a bunch of tokens and passing it to their buddies, running essentially an operation to basically siphon off the value out of the network. So
Corruption.
And that's why the community has to be very diligent in how they select people to oversee this.
Yeah, and to be clear, I don't think that's what's happening. I just want to make sure that the terms of and everybody's intents are well represented, and there's clarity, so to speak, for lack of a better word, and everybody can have confidence moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, we get it. It's U.S. government's nearly $40 trillion in debt. It's that wasn't all teehee supervillain stuff. It's a lot of that's just wasteful spending, and then
exactly
suddenly a budget's being used for something it's not, and then it's just sloppy mess, that tech debt that grows year over year.
Some of it's felony. Some of it's
yeah, there definitely is. But the problem is it's so hard to weed it out amongst all. It's just a massive mess,
You mean we can't use some of the endowment to throw a rager?
We can do that, actually, as long as there's clear, ROI on it. But that's aura farming right there. Okay.
Dude, I want aura. I was aura farming next to you at Bitcoin.
It pays dividends. I think, it's the talk of the town. We're gonna do it again.
Everybody was like, dude,
everyone wants to be.
God, here you guys go making me jelly again. You sons of bitches. It's just fucking making me jealous. It's damn it, I wish I was at that thing.
Well, I can tell you're coming next year. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Here we go. I'll pull up some footage from the party. Here we go. Let me sign in, and I'll pull up my Google Drive, and then we could take a look at what was.
Are you running BoostX right now? I boosted you while I'm curious if there's issues with WebSockets right now in Hero. Are you running BoostX? Were you running it while you're doing your morning, or not your morning, but your opener?
I gave it perms. Yeah, I have it running. I have it running.
No, it's so weird. I boosted you some dog while you're talking about dog, and then didn't do the
Boy,
notification. Weird.
thank you, sir.
When contract address in BoostX support?
When contract address and
Yeah, I just want to paste in a random contract address and drop those tokens.
Yo, we got Peptoshi in the house. What's up, Mark? How we doing, bro?
we
Yeah,
probably do it.
Good morning, boys. Just wanted to kick it with you guys. for a little bit.
Makes sense.
Good to see you,
Makes
brother.
sense. Got the squad in the house, dude. The Vegas squad, and soon to be Vegas squad, crypto dude in the house tonight. I was just pulling up some footage from Vegas so we could share with the audience and kind of show how much of a razor Zar can throw, because and we went the fuck off. We went the fuck off.
Yeah, you gotta shut down the party to get me to stop playing.
That's what happened, man. You were about to go on.
So you were
I
actually
showed
able to
back
get a
up to the
party shut
party.
down in Vegas. That's impressive.
Normally the cops show up.
I did. I
I
shut.
think it's too loud.
I shut
That actually
I
happened to me
shut
a
down
lot.
the party as soon
Did
as I was.
Tyson show up and just give you the look?
Noise complaints. They're my arch nemesis.
Tyson showed up and gave me a look. I would be out of there. Sorry, my connection just.
It was
Yeah,
lit.
it's this Google Drive. It's kicking my ass. Try computer crash right now. It's got too much going on.
It's all the AI and all these web apps now, man.
Anyway.
Eating up all the memory,
Anyways.
crashing
It
browsers
was-
left and right.
It's too much. It's too my guys like that. We had a good time, and now it's taking forever to get to the right file. Let's see.
It's like, yo, dog, I heard you like some large language in your models.
Yeah, so put some large language
Very
models in there.
large, extra large
Your-
language in
your
the model.
sheets.
So, hi everyone.
Zen there, he says
What's
something.
up?
I was wondering when the Zen was going to say something.
Yeah, what up, Zenny? How we doing tonight, brother?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. So I asked Alex Miller about this question about CIP31, that it's heavily references to TVL, yeah? And our goal is make this fun traction for consumer-facing apps, gamify social, creator economy, NFTs. But it's not the easy task. I will try to solve this problem because, you know, when we talk about the community, why TVL is important? Because like it's very easy metrics. You understand that you lock some liquidity, and this liquidity disappears from the market. But when we talk about the community, for example, when we were an NFT era and we have a lot of NFT mints and trading, it was a meta. It was very easy to understand because like the volume of the trades is a metric. But now we don't have this NFT narrative. So talking about community, we have to understand that there is a problem with like Sibyl bots, AI system that can like make illusion that you have community with all these vanity metrics. So my vision, I will like spend one day to think about it, how to make this proposal. I will post it on the forum. So the idea that it should be, this KPI should be based on some fair competition where the value is participation. Because like I have a big experience with our community through Find to Earn, from the Find to Earn, like Find to Earn, the get all airdrop hunters, yeah, and they got mem coins. When we do this cheap means they put some value into the system, so they do this mint. And this is just an example how to think about this in terms of value, how to put new value from outside, from Web 2 into our ecosystem. So our goal to ask people to buy stocks, because this is important. So they have to buy stocks to get some value, right? Because like otherwise they will not spend the money. So it means like they have to participate in some kind of competition, like NFT era with narrative, with mint, with this meta, because otherwise it's just a vanity metrics. So the goal to make this fair competition is very important to understand because this is the biggest problem for crypto overall. It's not about the stocks. And my vision that this KPI for community should be based on some kind of fair competition where people put their money, their value, they bought the stocks and they put into the system, and it should be based on transactions and on some kind of volume in this competition. That's only the way how it can works.
So
Is this for
you're
like
saying
Sybil
con-
resistance?
So yeah, I got
Is
this.
that what you're saying?
yeah, go ahead, Roser.
I was just following up. We're talking about like Sybil resistance here, or just anti sort of fraud stuff in
Stable
general.
resistance you need for not making this statistic, this like metrics vanity not real. It's like about like how many people watching the organized show. Is it real people or is it fake? This
Yeah.
is the first question. But second question, if you wanna like real people, it's a second step. If you wanna real people to put real value into ecosystem, for example, buying stocks using credit card or like buying on Binance, it means they have to input this value with opportunity to get value from ecosystem, and it means they have to participate in fair competition. That's how it works. It's no other way. So we should provide some of fair competition for the people.
I agree in general. I mean, I think there's. So, could you explain the scenario, just so everyone's on the same page, on how this could be gamed if we don't do something like a solution like you're describing? Just it's clear, everyone.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm working on my product, yeah. But if you build any other solutions, it will be great, because for let's imagine this lotteries like Koa trying to build lottery, this new builder try to build Ronald.btc try to build satellite lottery with verifiable hashes on Bitcoin, but that's how people can come to ecosystem. Yeah, it's a community. They just buy entry lottery ticket and participate in competition. But everyone understand the problem with lottery. People too smart here to play the lotteries. So for communities, I see, for example, take our Nigerian community. We have the biggest Nigerian community. We have a lot of smart people from Nigerian community, but we have to make effort. We have to make opportunity to them to earn money. But where the yield comes from, where the money comes from, they have to participate in competition with others. We have to build this zero-sum game. That's only the zero-sum game can create this competition, because when we 2 years ago just mint everything and just get the 10x's, we just get the happy because like everyone is earning.
I get this. I don't think I understand where the issue is yet, because this all makes sense to me. Like, this is things we want to happen. What's the scenario where it's like it's getting gamed? Are you saying like a scenario where like there's some sort of competition on referrals and someone creates a bunch of fake accounts or something and simulates new people, but it's just, wash.
Yeah, I'm saying that we have to build the KPI metric system for community builders for new projects, not based on TVL.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. That's exactly what I was showing. Did you see some of the pictures I was showing earlier at the beginning of the call?
Yeah, I saw. I agree. But we have just to form this like statement. We have to understand these rules and make this proposal to Alex Miller to explain how it can work. And it's difficult task.
Yeah, I think we're still just brainstorming. I mean, I think as long as we just keep putting ideas out there and getting eyeballs on them, we'll, they'll just become sort of incorporated into this hive mind of ideas. And
Yeah, for example, can I ask Crypto Dude how your boost tags will just will earn as a business?
Okay, yeah. So basically, we have the service fee baked into the boosting and into, space drops, basically, right? And part of that service fee goes to the platform, and then part of it goes towards, part of it's going to go towards crypto cash mining, part of it's going to go towards the referral, and part of it's going to go towards the sponsor system. So you're referring to basically skin in the game to avoid gamification, right? Participation to equal access to like some sort of reward system that's, zero sum game style, right? And so
No, I understand the fees. The fees is a key here. Yeah, okay.
So I totally agree with what you're saying, though. It needs to be, not gameable for sure.
yeah, and that's just going back to the example I shared, because I think that's mentally where my model's at. But even if we very clearly define KPIs and everyone could submit their own stats and performance, and that determines like funding, there'd still be some like board team that's responsible for automatically or manually verifying these results and pressing some sort of approve button to make sure that like it's not fake wash data, more or less. And
that's their role as the endowment, right?
And then also like a dual purpose is like over time, like if what's important for the chain to grow changes, like changing like the point, like the weights associated with each of these KPIs, or adding new ones or removing some because turns out like we thought they would help growth, but they didn't, or it's like not resulting in long-term growth or something like that. Basically, like one team is responsible for the rules of the game, making sure they're fair and optimized, and then everyone just plays the game, which is earn the most money you can by doing the most good for stacks.
Yeah, that's true. Because
I want to make sure that the people that are building are incentivized first before new builders. Like that's something that I really hope that is like pushed to the front. And what I'm seeing in this new draft is that community grants. Is that like something along the lines of like what you guys enjoy seeing? Like, you guys have any questions for Alex? Like, as far as like what community grants mean, etc.
Yeah, like where this question comes from. We have like discussion with Stacks Foundation for 4 months straight about these TVL metrics, and they don't know as well how to measure the projects without the TVL metrics, and nobody knows. I believe I'm not familiar with SUI Solana ecosystem too close, but I believe there is no understanding, because like we are in the new tech and we have to be with innovation to explore the new things together.
Yeah. And if we don't do something like this, the problem's not going to go away. Like we could elect this board, but we're still going to be fighting between different ideologies on like what metrics are important, for growth. And I think like if we can just make some sort of measurement system and make it easy to use, both from like a governance perspective of like how do we change these rules or how do we adjust them, how do we experiment with new KPIs, and then make it easy for app devs to like play the game effectively and optimize these KPIs. I think we're set up for a way better position where we're actually learning about what levers are actually making us grow as an ecosystem. Like we can test things like how does community and these sort of abstract ideas translate into ecosystem growth, so I like this idea. Although
Yeah.
it's just one piece of a larger puzzle, of course.
Yeah, and we
Of
should like
course.
solve this puzzle step by step. Like for example, like Crypto Dudes, BoostX is a good example. Like we teach people how to use BoostX, and they just starting these transactions. And our goal, if we just imagine if like a BoostX is a new application, yeah, our goal to people for make more transactions, right? The more transactions they make, the more fees they pay. And the more volume they make, the more on-chain transactions will be made. And in this direction, we have to think. So for new projects, it should be like step by step. Like they start using application, they start put some effort, some value into the application, and they start more and more use it. And we have to like define these steps here.
Yeah, there's the SIP 31 reminds me of basically everything I've been trying to build with BoostX in terms of the sponsor system and the referral system and the incentive flywheels, basically kind of wrapped around each other with the crypto cash mining in there as well. So I think it has to be more than just about TBL though, for sure.
Excuse me.
God bless you.
Bless you.
Yeah, so I wanted to play just a little bit of this video and show Crypto Dude and use any like what
jelly.
start getting down, just kind of change it a little bit. Like we can get back to what we were discussing, but let's check this out.
Getting mass flag.
Who's that cute guy? BPM change. Picking it up a little bit.
Oh, five. And this was a whole set. This was a whole set,
It was
dude.
so good.
So Rosar was jamming.
You're going to share a private link to that because I want to watch it.
Dude. Dude, it's one of the separate videos in the Google Drive. You should have access to it. You have access to the DeOrg. Yeah, so there's a folder for all the rest of the videos, and then there's two separate videos there. just within the DeOrg House Google Drive. This is one of them. So like, yeah, it is such a damn good time. And I'm probably gonna, yeah, I might post this one to the team and show them what we were doing at Bitcoin Beach Party. It really was a rager, and it's partly because like me and you were just getting down and having fun. We brought the biggest vibes to that party. You know, it was. I'm not gonna say that it was like stale before we started jamming and stuff, but dude, it definitely picked up as you started your set. So it was fly as a bird, man. And this is what you have to look forward to in Bitcoin Vegas next year, crypto dude, because I know you'll make it out there next year. We were getting the fuck down, dude. I was boogieing.
Yeah,
I was
you guys are having a
boogieing.
blast.
Yeah, dude.
Absolutely jealous.
Just figured I'd give you a sneak peek since you had a little FOMO. Just a little FOMO. I sensed it in the vibe of your voice. So I was like, let's just give him a look at what he missed out on and make him feel a little bit more FOMO.
Kind of messed up. You're like
Yeah,
coke.
dude.
You're basically like just coke, bro. It's
Let me keep rubbing this shit in.
Here's your hopium. I hope it grows.
You're like,
But yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
no. you're putting the peer pressure for next year on me, huh?
yeah, you got to go. I mean,
These
it's-
drugs.
Have to. You can stay in the DeOrg house, bro, and kick it with the bros. We had a 6-bedroom B&B, 3-bathroom. It had a pool table, a pool in the back. Big shout out to Zest for sponsoring the DeOrg house. And anybody, dude, like we can accommodate whatever crew we have. So if like you plan on kicking it with the DeOrg crew, and let's make something shake and plan now. There was some alpha dropped. Shiflet dropped some alpha. He came out and he was like, "Hey, have you guys registered for next year? You can get free general admission right now." So I was like, "Whoa!" So half of our crew has, or probably most of our crew has, a free general admission ticket to the Bitcoin conference, which we may not need because we get press passes and stuff like that for being out there, which gets us in. So you might just see some general admission ticket giveaways on the timeline, unless somebody's tight and needs to scalp it.
next year, maybe we can get a suite. Like if DeOrganized grows enough, we'll stay on the strip in a suite.
I just want you to see this little scene where nobody famous walks up. So fucking funny.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I gotta turn on audio. You can only hear the audio.
Yeah,
only
that's
on your-
very cool.
You don't
Yeah,
need any
there's-
audio.
Yeah, nobody pulls up.
This is
Nobody
funny.
pulls up right here, dude. Me just getting it with the stank face, dude. Got the stank face going.
You know, when I live on Fun Gun Island, there is a parties like this every day. And by the way, the Staxi is there right now.
Oh, Staxy's
Oh,
there?
really? Let's go.
What's she
Yeah,
got?
she's on Fun Gun.
Here we go.
Hey,
New York. Let's go. Let's go. GP turned all the way up. Let's go. Yes, sir. Look, okay, he's bringing out the lasso. Bringing out the lasso. Here we go. Oh, now he's driving the car.
You got so much more confidence in me, bro. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm like,
You just do it, man. Just do it. I got nervous when I saw a couple people like walk in that I worked with, and I was like, ooh, am I too turnt right now? But then
Dude,
like I got back to my zone.
I actually got the funniest fucking screenshot out of one of your stream. I think it was, I don't remember if it was a video or stream or something, but it's basically when Tycho's walking in front of you, Rosar at the DJ station. And Rosar gives him what's up look, and Tycho's like, oh my god, that's Rosar just blasting it back there. He's got the look on his face like of disbelief. He couldn't believe what
Yes,
was happening.
Yes, sir, dude. Tycho was a really cool person. Like I'm so glad that we spent a little bit of time together. Tycho is such a cool dude, man. Got to ask him how he assembled his team. Got to know him. We went and got some lunch. We had some breakfast. We spent some time at the different AI mixers over there at the Bitcoin conference. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you coming through, man. As
Later,
always.
Jack.
Later,
Have a
guys.
good time. But yeah, dude, like it was seriously a vibe the whole trip. I feel like we crushed it as a crew, had the right amount of fun, and also, we got down. We did a lot of networking, did a lot of important networking, got a lot of handshakes in, and it was a vibe. Nothing was forced. Everything that you see from the DeOrg shows is what you get with all these guys. Seriously.
Rosa, are you rocking a mullet? I just realized you're rocking a mullet.
Stand up.
Oh hell yeah!
Dude, party in the front, business in the
Yeah,
back. Wait, how'd it go
yeah.
back and bring it?
And stuff out there, put these conferences that you
It's like
kind
as
of.
hard as
What'd you say?
Hello.
I don't even know.
Dude, yes. He does. He does. He goes hard in the paint. He is a good entertainer and he's a talented DJ. So, but I was advised to keep it Bitcoin centric in these conversations I was having, and I didn't see any of that while I was out there. It looked like everybody was trying to look into ways to grow their Bitcoin, and so it was very easy to have a conversation about stacks with a lot of the people there. There was not one conversation that was shot down because I was talking about stacks. So it sounds like it's growing. Bitcoin layers are more widely accepted now. So yeah, the stacks booth was pumping. Had a good squad out there, in a very, very good spot as well. So got to see Munib out there. That was cool to see him in action, as well as some of the crew getting to talk to him to verify some of the speculation. Some of our crew was talking, on the roadmap, they have sex listings, right? And we were also talking about, before we went out to the Bitcoin conference, mobbing over to the Gemini booth. So if you can put two and two together, there you go. There's some alpha. Also different things like the Grayscale Stacks Trust and stuff like that. All of it was verified. The speculation surrounding all of the stuff going on was pretty much verified by one of our members. So it was pretty cool to see that happen. And it was verified by the man. One of let's just put it this way: it was verified by the person that you want to verify.
You said you were able to speak to Munib, huh? You said you were able to speak to Munib, huh? Nice.
Yep. So he was at Bitcoin.
Did you get a remark about BoostX? Because he's like so silent on BoostX. I'm like, bro.
I didn't speak to him personally, but because it was very, very packed where he was at. Like, so in the Bitcoin Speakeasy, it was a whole event in this Japanese tea hall. Sorry, Zenny, what's up?
No, I just want to say he's silent because they just focus too much on DeFi. So they just a DeFi chain right now, and we have the proof the different way, because Solana and Sui focused a lot on different applications, and they understand that community comes first. But we have to prove this. We have to prove that something below DeFi exists, because you cannot invite your neighbor to Stacks chain because you will give him 10% APY. Nobody cares about this from Web2.
Yeah, I mean, so
Yeah.
in this Bitcoin Speakeasy, it was a whole tea hall, right? And you walk in, and I was wondering why they were calling it a speakeasy, right? There's a whole hidden room behind this door that you didn't even see. Is I was just exploring around, and then I saw some people walking to the back, and I was like, what's that? And I walked back there. I was like, oh, there ain't nothing back there. But I peeked back, I glanced back, and I saw them open the door. I didn't know was there. It was just a wall with a very little handle to where you could pull it open. And I peeked back there, and I saw Munib, and he was looking right at me and didn't say a word. I was shocked. and that that classic Munib smirk, like the one corner just up, like on his smile. That classic Munib smirk came out, and he was looking at me, and I was like, and then the door just closed very slowly. I was like, ooh, that was Munib, and he's back there, and I found the speakeasy. So I went around trying to find somebody. The DeOrg guys were standing around the door, just like working up the courage to go in there and talk to Munib. And they were like, oh, I'll go after you, GP. I'll go in there if you go. You know what I mean? And so it was like, finally, I found somebody else. I was like, Mythil, there's a secret room back there, and Munib's back there. And he's like, really? So Mythil got up out of his seat and walked back there, and he was like, where? Where's the door? And I pointed at the handle, and I grabbed it and just opened it up to where he could grab it and open it up. And he went in there. I followed behind him, and the rest of the DeOrg crew went in there, but it was already like packed in there. Like we walked in, and it was like a brick wall of people. So I was like, okay, this is cool, but like I'm not going to be a can of sardines right now. I can't even get to the bar, so I dipped out of there. But some of the guys stayed in there and had good conversations with Munib. So that's all that matters. Got the guys in there. It felt very exclusive. That's why the guys were like, you go in there first. No, you go in there first. And then I walked over to Kenny Rogers and Adam Hahn. They were having a conversation, was shooting the breeze with them. And I told them that there's a secret room back there. So Kenny walked back there to go check it out. He didn't even walk back there. We were joking around and cutting up with Kenny. We were having a good laugh about it. It was a good experience, all in all. So, very, very cool stuff, man.
Keep pouring on. Keep spreading that jelly. You're having another PBJ.
I gotta like encourage you, man. Like it would have been awesome to have you out there. I know the timing wasn't right for you, but like next year we can plan accordingly to make that happen. So I feel like having more founders, more devs, more people in the squad, the DeOrg squad, the better, because we can network better, have different perspectives represented, and you're a huge value add wherever you go. So you know your shit. And it would have been great to have you out there. So I'm really trying to seal the deal that, hey, go out there. It'll be good for you.
It really
yeah,
does.
guys.
You're like, I'm going to sell it every time from now until then.
I mean it, though. I mean it, man. We need you out there, dude. Boots on the ground. So it'll be good for you. I promise. So, guys, we are at that hour and a half mark. And I wanted to thank you all for coming through. I appreciate your time as always. It's always a good vibe, and then we always cover great topics whenever we're together. So thank you for coming through.
Yeah,
hey man, have a blessed night, brother. I wanted to go around the room one last time. We'll do. I wanted to go around the room one last time and just, final frequencies, final thoughts, shameless shills, you name it, you got it. And I'm gonna pass the mic to Mark first. Mark, how are we doing, dude?
I'm just simping for my favorite Twitter girl right now. Alina, she's back. She's the only girl whose OnlyFans I ever paid for, and damn, she was worth it. I'll tell you that. Lebanese, I think, by birth, so I'm connected by blood. I have no choice. But I mean, you find that right Twitter girl, right? So all I'd ask is you guys help me simp for her, and there's a little exposure, Bitcoin Pepe. I mean, Ansa follows her. She's got clout. She might have 2,500 followers now, but I've watched her grow that to about 100K like 5 times after she got banned on Twitter. So she's a homie. She's cool.
You rascal.
You're saying we need to onboard her.
We need to onboard her. That's all I'm saying, really. It's that simple.
Let's
Show
go.
her we have clout. Show her show her I've got some pull in this community. That's all I want, really.
Yeah, she could have like a.
How are we gonna do that?
She could have like a with like the stacks emblem, right? Or just like the pasties with the stacks emblem,
Easy.
right?
Easy, dude. Easy.
Easy, good marketing. We'll have,
man.
Yes, dude. We'll have very good marketing if we could do some of that. I don't know how DGen, the
All
endowment.
right, we need emergency funding for a party that's sooner.
SIP
Yeah,
32.
SIP 32. Silver party.
Yeah, dude. Have all the OS
SIP 69.
Emergency bin of 10,000 stacks.
Emergency sip. Emergency sip for the simps.
Actually,
That's all we need.
50,000.
That's simple.
It'll be good. It'll be glorious. It's gonna happen, guys. Like we're gonna bring the DGen life into the Stacks chain, whether they fund it or not. We could already see that from like the party and how we got it moving. That's the only thing, man, is like Stacks is such good technology with such a sound, authentic community. It just doesn't have a whole lot of hype because it doesn't have a marketing budget. So
Hey, I'm just saying, if we get this KPI dashboard and it, just create a party flyer, requires every user install a wallet and get $20 of stacks on it, and that's the entry fee, and then just throw a rager.
I believe it. I
Pay
believe
for
it.
itself.
Gamification of the SIP
Yeah,
process.
It's an experiment. We're trying.
It's fucking cool, dude. And it's like, so it's an experimentation surrounding the SIP process and the endowment committee. So like it really is like something cool. It's a cool concept. I think that you could call it funny. I think it's called fun. It's not funny. It's serious. It's good. Like I think it's a great concept. So just proving it out with this SIP really makes sense. You really want to secure some funding from this endowment. You grind for it. So this is the process. Maybe, that's the way we do the community side of things, or who knows? Maybe that's how we do the whole process.
To be incorporated to some extent, but it's the whole process is ongoing. But I'll let people, chew their teeth into it and digest it a little bit before.
Yeah, for sure.
Too much effort.
I think that you brought it out at the right time. We have enough time. The discussions are going to still be ongoing for the next week and a half. So maybe getting this involved and talking more about it is the move. So we'll do that, especially on the night show. Anything goes on the night show. You guys that have anything to show off, then fucking bring it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just chill. Meme roulette. I think we got a day and a half or something on this current round, and really there's no voting in it, so it's a good time to try and you can use it as a community fundraiser. If your project's token's the only one voting, then you can kind of just make it like a little community fundraiser. Be like, all right guys, everyone, let's just put
what's
$100 in each, and then
what's the URL for
lol.charisma.rocks.
Okay, there we go.
That's meme roulette.
Okay, and then I'll come over here and let me share my screen so people know what we're talking about real quick. Because yes, this is a fun way to pump bags. I definitely encourage anybody to go check it out. This is you are early again to Charisma right now, so don't miss your second opportunity to be early again. So right now, we've got a day and 14 hours left. To be able to load up, all you have to do is click load up CHA. You go over here, you type in the amount that you want to pay. Oh, it's not, I can't click. Oh no, I click right here. Duh. Oh yeah, that was that thing. Maybe making this box a little lighter or something so it shows that people click right there with a little bit easier. But
I could make it autofocus or something.
Something because I always try to click here and then end up having to click there. So you go click load up CHA, you go here, you load up some CHA, boom.
Actually, I made some advancements. So if you go to vote for your favorite meme, you can cancel this swap. All right, go to vote for your favorite meme. It should auto prompt you for the steps.
Deposit CHA. Okay, so
I think you can, so it kind of guides you through the process. So you just keep mashing that vote button. It should get you where you need to be. I think you
wait a minute. So is this CHA you can't swap for CHA right here?
No, that's deposit to subnet, bro.
Yeah.
I need to load up some more CHA. So
you should change
clicking
you
here,
should change that.
and it takes you. Do you need
on that, maybe?
This is where I learn
Yeah,
all my
because
UX
deposit
improvements.
from
Just watch GP.
to sub, right? Yeah. So this would be cool to, like, if you click there, like something that leads you to swap for Chalk before this, or maybe even clicking that button and
Yeah.
taking you, do you need Chaw, and it takes you directly to load up.
Well, if you tried to,
Because I have 8
or if you're trying
on mainnet. I want more.
if you're trying to deposit more than your balances, it should just prompt him
Yeah,
to swap.
that should be a straightforward validation. But that's a good idea. Just switch to swap. But yeah, I changed the voting so you don't have to type. You can just like click one of 4 options, and I think the smallest one's 10, which is like $3. So I think it just if you don't have 10, it tries to get you to buy or deposit based on what you have in mainnet.
So I'm going to load up the Chaw that I have on mainnet right now to the subnet so I can make a vote. And I also just swap for some more Chaw here. So you come here, boom, deposit submitted. Gives it just a second. Maybe if this were to just drop down, like this exit as soon as your swap is there, that would be good too, UI. And then you vote for your favorite meme. You go here. Need at least, so it might be still
mash refresh.
Yeah, let me get a mash F5 real quick, get a refresher on it. Okay, cool.
Bam.
So vote for your favorite meme. Boom. And I got 50 Chaw. Choose your vote amount. So I would like to be able to enter a custom amount, but doing like pre-selected options is not a bad idea. Maybe a box where you can also do your own amount. So here we go, and then boom. Oh, this is nice. You're able to like vote immediately, but it's only pulling up. I can't scroll down. Okay, show more tokens is what I needed to click. So boom, now I can scroll is not working. So boom.
You just gotta hover over the more tokens, but I do need to fix this modal. It's like too tall. But I think if you hover over more tokens, you can scroll in there.
Oh, there we go. There's the
You
scroll.
should make it one of
This
those
part,
little pages form, like where it's got page 1, page 2, then
wizard sort of thing.
Exactly.
that makes sense. I'll split it into wizard. Put the amount on a different.
I like that you have the dollar amount in Chaw displayed here as well.
I'm trying to do that for more stuff because it's just easier to think about it.
So here we go. I'm gonna vote.
Welsh. Fuck yeah, just leave Jaws. Let's go. We're going to the moon. We don't need Via. Come on.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do think there's something to be said. It's like when you don't know what the token costs, it somehow feels easier to spend it. It's just Welsh corgi coin. Like it's it's not real money. It's like that's like $1,000.
Whoops.
So I have now voted for Welsh here. We've got built on Bitcoin here as well. Let's see. I want to. So we've got 70 Chaw voted for Welsh, and then 10 Chaw voted for built on Bitcoin there.
I'm gonna throw some new tokens in the mix. Maybe I'll do a little crystals.
You know what you should do?
Crystals.
Crystals. Let's go. Crystals.
Maybe
add SAI to the mix. What about adding SAI to the mix?
Yeah, I think
SAI listed.
Yeah. It should be now. So interesting thing.
I think you meant space drop, by the way.
Yeah. You space dropped it. So yes. So interesting thing. Me and Rafa have begun doing together. So Rafa now, with his factory fund, he's been setting up like DEX pools in addition to his bonding curve pools. So now when things bond, he just self-lists them. But what we worked out is he's using the dexterity trait for his liquidity pools. So every time he lists a pool, it just automatically works for Charisma. So we effectively are like 2 platforms sharing the same liquidity. And since there's no protocol fees, there's really whose pool is it really,
Nice.
So so as he lists stuff, both our platforms grow. So when he lists a new token on Factory Fun, it actually pops up on Meme Roulette too, which is kind of cool. Decentralized.
Nice.
All right, so we are
I just
adding
threw a little
more
at the
to
crystals.
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 You can't not throw something in the crystals. So
AP
another
crystals.
nice thing you may have noticed is like once you're in the subnet and you can do stuff on here, it's like instant. It's fast. So if you want to build any games, maybe you want to start thinking about a game you want to build and get some of this SIP31 money. Just Blaze is cool. If you want to build it on that, you can get these fast interaction times, no fees or no fees.
Yeah, to run it more in parallel with your traditional game server, and then execute on chain when you need to in batch, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There you go. Really well designed for game implementation integration.
I've been waiting for a free afternoon or two and to try and update like Signet or something similar, like or Signet, or just straight up go for like a mobile app that can do like the signatures in a little more transparent way, where it's like you whitelist an app and or whitelist some sort of functionality, like I just want to like whitelist like in shopkeeping for this app or something, and then just abstract away the whole signing, and so it's just like feels like using a regular app. One of my to-dos, one of my many to-dos. But yeah, in the meantime, Meme Roulette, let's do it. Let's
do it. I'm trying to meme out.
I don't even know who won the last round, but I think it set a new all-time high. I'll need to look.
Yeah, that was a big one. It was a big one. You're talking about the biggest one that we did that we ran for a week?
Yeah, the one that happened during Vegas. I was not present for that. Like I just didn't watch the spin for it, but it obviously happened. Cleared out it did the swap and cleared out everything. So something happened.
I remember standing by the roulette tables. You were like, "Shit,
no felt."
It was did this?" Yeah.
I see it on the leaderboard. The evidence of it looks like Kraken.
So maybe
put in some big votes and maybe threw it to Shark. Maybe that's why Shark's been doing so well. They've been meme rouletting.
Speaking of Shark, I just put some on the board for meme roulette.
I think Shark is going to do so. Let's go. So one thing is for certain is that what if you, like for the UI and like what people see, make it a roulette wheel with a ball, make it spin, and kind of, it lands on a random meme that way. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do initially.
As a
but
visualization.
I was like, this is hard, and there's a lot of things in this app that are not functional yet. I should probably like revisit this, which is what I did, and I just went with like the kind of scrolling through the cards. But I do want to like revisit it and like take my time and do like a good like WebGL like 3D sort of UI where it's like, it looks like more of like a game UI.
So no.
I'm gonna put for memes. This is the start.
Pepe or no Pepe up on here?
That's the start.
It should be. We're not seeing
Pepe's on there.
Let me take a look.
I couldn't see it in the list of tokens there.
Yeah, I need to switch to this wizard view. So it's like you can see more than 3 tokens at a time. It's a little restrictive.
Yeah, maybe I'm just not seeing it because I'm not looking right. But I scrolled through the list of all
tokens.
No,
I don't. It might not be showing up.
Oh, Mark's got something to say about that.
I'll need to revisit this. It might be some sort of.
Come on, man! Try to set you up there.
All right, I'll try and fix it. I also need to fix this UI anyway. It's probably just doing some sort of stupid filtering.
So you're gonna make this more of a game though, 3D style?
Yeah, I'd like to make the last stage, like the spin interaction, more like gamey. Like exciting.
Yeah, make it feel like poker, like or feel like
a big climax.
Make it feel like
a cutscene in a game.
Everybody likes a big climax.
Mm-hmm. Maybe some explosions. confetti.
Yeah, dude.
Mark's hunting for the Mark's hunting for those climaxes of the simping replies. Right? Come on, man.
Still no retweets. What are you doing, boy?
Yeah, I'll fix this up.
I'm getting on that ass.
Simping ain't easy, man. Simping ain't
Let me
easy.
go
man.
retweet. Simping ain't easy, based. All right, let me get on that for my boy. Let me get on it. Hold on.
Oh my
I'll
god.
pull this up.
Look at, he's giving this away.
Right,
He's like, let's go.
Do we want to broadcast this? I'll put.
I'm telling you,
I'm sure Mark does.
Ally, dude. You guys don't know. You guys don't understand how much power a woman like that has.
Oh, I do.
Perhaps too much.
I certainly do. It's versus seeing that. I think that, they would much rather see that. Hold on, they telling
That's
me
simple,
to wait.
really.
Too much alpha. It's trying to.
Maybe I should make
but,
it so you can launch a new
this must
token
be
directly onto the roulette.
Very, very
That'd be funny.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
bad female. Like I load the. What I missed? What's the idea?
It's a really good idea. It's launching tokens right
Wait,
there.
what did I miss?
Yeah.
So you can
Just
fucking
like
launch
at any
them
point.
and fucking roulette them right afterwards. Let's
Yeah.
go.
In the last 30 seconds, everyone can just create a token and put it in. Fresh token. Just like,
I mean, Alina might do it if you hit that retweet. I don't know.
remember. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm
Well,
working on pulling it, but my
I
computer.
need to
sweet ass time.
I need to reduce the scope of all the shit I've signed myself up for. So I'm gonna just fix these bugs first, and then we'll revisit all these crazy new ideas.
Oh,
Next week.
somebody's detecting feature creep.
Yeah, dude, it's a curse. I just want to build so many things,
Yeah.
but I don't have the time.
I've been there.
Too much to build. Yeah, based. I feel like if you had all the time in the world, you would build some really, really cool stuff. Did you get a haircut?
No, I just keep playing with my hair because it's looking weird. That's why I don't turn my camera on.
It looks weird in a cool way. Got a unique look, dude.
Thank you.
Don't change a thing. You're a stud. All right, fellas.
That's my last word.
That's my last
closing remark.
Yeah, a little sniff. Okay, dude. The legend. Let's go. Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys coming through. Let's do this more often. I like shooting a breeze with y'all and kicking it with the boys, man. Oh, the corgis.
Oh my god.
Come here. Say something. Let's say hi to the dogs. The dogs. See, look. It's a corgi. You see that corgi?
He's working.
Look, he's a boy. Boy or girl? Is that a girl?
This is Pokey.
Pokey?
That was pretty ambiguous. What was that?
It's 2025. Can't ask that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the guy. Bro.
He's a little boy.
This is Bruce.
He's 3 years old. Sleep on the floor.
This guy is 5. His name is Bruce, and he is a German Shepherd and Black Lab mix. He is a good boy too.
It's like a little Welsh and a little Gus.
Exactly.
What I was just thinking.
Yeah, he's a little Gus. This is a little Gus guy right here. But yeah,
Just fate.
he's also a good boy. He's huge, dude. He's giant. Whenever I got him, he was this big, but his paws were that big, and his ears were huge. Yeah, he's the bestest boy. But anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna close up for tonight. Go cook some food, nourish the body, and do it all again tomorrow. So let's have some more fun tomorrow. And yeah, any final thoughts, closing statements, final frequencies, shameless shills, you name it. You got the floor, Crypto Dude. What's up?
Oh, just get BoostX. If you don't have BoostX, get BoostX. Leave a review, and I'll just leave it at that. Build the change. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Build the change. You know, real deal builders build on Bitcoin via stacks. You know what the game is. You know what it is. Tune in to DeOrganized. Let's go. Rosar, any final thoughts? Closing frequencies, shameless
I've
shills.
said
What you
enough.
got going on, dude?
I've said enough for the night.
You've said enough. It was that did it for me. Thank you, Rosar. I appreciate you, brother. Let's have some more fun tomorrow, and get the job done. Do what we do. You guys go out there and follow Crypto Dude at CryptoDude_BTC. Follow Lord Rosar at Lord Rosar. Go follow Charisma BTC. Go follow BoostX_app to stay in the know and ahead of the curve. You see the base builders coming on to DeOrganized Nightly, kicking it with you, bringing the hot alpha, fresh and hot off the presses. You know what it is. Go support the builders that are supporting you with base building. Thank you, fellas. Have a very, very blessed rest of your night. I'll catch you on the next one.
Later.
Later, guys. And this has been another based episode of DeOrganized Nightly, where we get your favorite Giga Brain Astronaut Scholars into the same room, discuss the latest alpha from the Bitcoin and broader crypto space. We cover the world news, Bitcoin news, your mom's news, you name it. We got it. Alpha fresh and hot off the presses, like I said. Be sure to tune in to the Let's Go morning show at 8:30 a.m. ET, Monday through Friday, along with the DeOrganized Nightly segment at 7 p.m. ET, Monday through Friday with your boy GP. We've got a lot of stuff going on in the ecosystem, including a majorly huge SIP that is going to change the future of stacks. So go get into the stacks forum, make your voice heard, read the SIP, get in the know. And I've got a post on my X. You can follow me at GPSC_STX. Go there, find the post, and it has a link to the stacks forum and the proposed SIP. We are doing it all again tomorrow. And you may ask, if you tuned in a little bit later, why I have sunglasses on. The reason I have sunglasses on is because my future is so bright here in stacks. I am hyperly bullish. I love seeing the community get activated and mobilized. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it in a major way together. And the rising tide lifts all boats. Thank you for tuning in. You guys have a blessed rest of your night. I will catch you on the flip side tomorrow. Peace.